Welcome back to my YouTube channel here. Today we are diving into the possibilities how you can customize the UI of your Copilot. So most of you probably know this UI here, which is normally that old tired blue of Microsoft, which you're gonna see throughout the whole Power Platform, but also within Copilot Studio. Today we are looking into the possibilities, what you can customize and how you can customize it, and in which channels you can use it then in your Copilot application. So the tool which we're gonna use will be the Copilot Studio Kit. You can just get it by clicking on that link here. I will put that one into the description box, and then you can click on Get It Now. This will guide you right to the Power Platform Admin Center, where you will install it as an S2S app. So you basically can see we're coming now here down into the Power Platform in the Power Platform admin environment. You can select the environment where you want to install it, and then you need to agree to the terms and conditions of Microsoft. And then you can hit install. And this is basically a process which can take a few minutes, so probably something to 10-20 minutes. And once it's installed, we can start using the Copilot Studio Kit. So the Copilot Studio Kit is now installed. We can verify that by Copilot Studio Kit, and then we can see installed, and it will appear under the Dynamics 365 apps. And now we can basically start using it. To make use of the Copilot Studio Kit, we have to go to make.powerapps.com. We go to the environment where we just installed our Copilot Studio Kit. In my case, that's the Adrian Gahapka environment. And then you can see here already in your apps the Copilot Studio Kit. Then you can hit play, and it will basically load a model-driven app, which is the front end of the Copilot Studio Kit. And now we can see already that's basically the front end. We have a few other tools here. We have the possibility to run automated testing. We have the prompt advisor to build prompts. We have an adaptive cards gallery. And what we focus in today's sessions, we have the Webchat playground for designing and customizing basically the UI of your Copilot agent. Within here, we have now multiple options. We can use one of the existing themes. So in existing themes, you might know that concept already from Power Platform Canvas apps. They are like pre-configured themes with all the color schemas, etc. already added. So let's just click through them. We have blue scheme, we have a navy scheme, we have the sunset scheme here, and we have a few other ones. Microsoft is also continuously adding schemes here, and you have the possibility to edit them. In the middle, we see basically always the Webchat preview, and once we click here on the expand button, then we can also see it, how it will appear in an actual chat window in an embed here. Then we can come back here. On the right, you basically see the configuration of that current theme in a JSON, but also in an HTML code snippet. So for our purposes, we just go ahead now and configuring our own theme. So if you are building your very first Copilot for a company, most of the times they have a branding guide. So what you would do is you would ask them for their branding guide. They would deliver you, for example, which font colors they're using, which font style, which background colors they're using, etc. So most of the times companies already have such a template available for you, and then you can begin styling in their current company branding. So let's just give the theme a name, which is Adrian's theme. We're being very creative here today. And we have now the possibility to customize our Copilot. So let's see which option is basically influencing what within the current canvas. So we have, for example, the accent. You can provide here always hex codes, RGBA codes, or you can just select them from here. So for us, let's just go ahead with a very basic black and white style within here. So we can also select, for example, the background. Let's make that a bit of a grayish tone. The text color we leave as is. The font you can change as well. For example, you can go with some bold font styles, or you can go with some thinner bold styles. That's up to you what you want to use. Then we have the sandbox, which you can customize. That's basically if we just changed it here. Let's make that also on a slightly darker gray tone. The button colors are basically infusing the attachment and the send button. So that one we keep ideally as a white icon. We can also say what our text color should be. Let's put that to a slight darker gray like this. And you can also influence if it will show the upload button or not. Now you can see that there is a mismatch between the background and the text color. We basically need to change that a bit to have it darker to make it fit. And then you can see now that there are no accessibility issues anymore. If you have any of the warnings here and you're embedding it into your Copilot, then you cannot publish to Copilot anymore, and most of the times you get issues while publishing it. So always make sure that you don't have any warnings within here. Then we have also the suggestion box, which we can change. That's basically the options down here. You can make them, for example, red, or we just leave them on black for now. You can also change the border color of it. And what I like the most personally is you can change the border radius, because I don't like these boxy designs. So you can just go ahead, put them like that, and it will look nice and modern like this. So let's do the same for our avatar. So basically avatar settings are the icons which you see from the user, but also from the chatbot. Therefore, we first need an image. So I just picked here already some. You need to use web accessible images. You can, for example, use here the Copilot link, and we can just paste it here and it will appear right here. You could say, for example, we want to have the background fully white, and you can also see now here, this is boxy again. So let's make that rounded and it will look nice and modern again. The same goes also for a user image. I have a second image here, which is just from Azure. So let's take that as well and put that in here. And we can also customize the background color of that one. And now we have basically two nice icons within our chat. Then we have the bubble itself. The bubble refers to the chat messages. So we're gonna make them rounded as well. And also here you have the possibility to just customize it however you want. So let's make this a light gray. And as you can see, like for the other features, you can just customize it however you want. After we are done with customizing our own theme, we can just save it and it will appear also as a new theme within here. So you have the possibility to edit also again from there and make changes at a later point, or you can start using it now within your Copilot. So how do we connect now our existing Copilot with our existing styling, which we built here in the canvas? So you probably have realized we haven't connected it yet to Copilot. This is just some random Copilot with some demo information about the flight assistant. So therefore we are going to the code snippet here, and we can copy that whole code snippet, the HTML, and put it into our favorite code editor. It can be Visual Studio Code or anything else you like to use. So within here, we are then pointing to a Copilot. So you can see here, we have the inject token endpoint, and that is where we can point to the Copilot web app. So therefore we need to go to Copilot Studio. We need to make sure we are in the channels, and we can go here to the mobile app and grab the token endpoint. So you can just copy it from here. We're going back into our Visual Studio Code. You make sure that you are also including the brackets, and then you can just paste it. And as a next step, it's important that you are saving the file as an HTML file. Therefore, we just hit Save As. We can say, for example, Custom UI Copilot. Then we select the type of HTML, and we can save it, for example, in our downloads. So we just hit save, and now our file is saved. So let's put it to the test now. As next step, we can go to our file storage location. In my case, it's download, and then you can open the HTML file within the browser. So just click on open with. You can use, for example, Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, just one of the up-to-date browsers. And then it will open your sample chat in here. So that's connected now to my Copilot. So ask, for example, how can you help me? And then you now get the nicely design which we applied within our Copilot Studio Kit. So let's say we want to select Microsoft Learn. What is Copilot? That Copilot here is pointing to the Microsoft Learn website, so we should get an answer based on that. And now we can see like it's also popping up the Copilot icon, everything nice in the border radius, and it's applying the whole theme like we designed it. This was only one option how you can use your custom styling within your Copilot. You can use it basically in every web-based platform. Think about a custom website. You can host it as a custom web app within Microsoft Teams. Not talking about Microsoft Teams directly of hosting it, because that has its own styling itself. Or you can use it also in a mobile app, or think even about possibilities like Power Pages. So I hope you liked the introduction into the Copilot Studio Kit, and there are so much more powerful tools which you can discover within there. So stay tuned and see you next time.